2016 trends. So more and more people have been talking about this and actually asking us more questions about this. It's the Deep Web and the Darknet. There's a growing interest, and also from a brand protection standpoint, people want to better understand what can we do here. So to start off, I thought it would be helpful if we got some basics and a general understanding of the internet landscape. So the surface web is basically what we would consider to be regular websites. This is where if you put a search through any search engines, this is the results that come out is what we consider surface web. And perhaps not surprising, but only 4% of that is surface website. And 96% of the content is actually in the deep web. We'll talk a little bit more about this, but there is a distinction between deep web and darknet, and people have used this interchangeably, but deep web is essentially unindexed websites versus darknet is networks that can only be accessed using a specific software configuration or authorization. It's where there are anonymity networks such as Tor. So Tor is the most popular tool, so it actually stands for the Onion router, but there are other softwares such as I2P and Tails. So let's talk about the brand abuse that exists within the deep web. So as mentioned before, deep web, what I mean by that is unindexed sites. That also includes dynamic, unlinked, private sites. So to give real concrete examples, that would be like forms or anything that's behind a login page, such as your corporate intranet, social media accounts, anything that's really behind a login page. Those would be all considered of the deep web. Now, the majority of content in the deep web is actually not. It's perfectly safe. There's nothing seedy about it. However, there are brand abuse happening within the deep web as well. So brand abuse could be like counterfeit, it could be phishing sites, P2P sites where piracy is taking place. So having a brand protection strategy that also accounts for the deep web is very important. There are enforcement options available, so you can actually have a more comprehensive brand protection strategy for the deep web. However, for the darknet, it gets a little more complicated. As mentioned before, the darknet, it's anonymous. When done right, it's truly anonymous. So enforcement becomes a bit more of a challenge. I know that in 2013, when the FBI took down the Silk Road, that's when the darknet got a real notorious reputation. But please note that not everything in the darknet is seedy and illegal. A lot of people use it for privacy advocates use it, also journalists use it to maintain confidential sources. So there are more legal aspects of the darknet, and it is growing in numbers, people using it. However, because it is anonymous, there is also seedier things that are happening. But as mentioned, like the enforcement side is difficult. Now, from a brand protection standpoint, I think there are certain industries that could truly benefit from actually having some real-time monitoring capabilities. For example, financial industries or pharmaceutical. There are others where they would benefit from visibility. There are also other industries that could just benefit from time to time just checking and seeing what's in the darknet. If something's being sold in an underground marketplace, what is it? So while I think from a brand protection standpoint, it's just important to know that you can have visibility. Enforcement's a bit more of a challenge, but depending on your industry, your strategy may change.